Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is a horrific story of a 12-year-old girl that was gang raped by in an Airbnb in France. Now, this is something that's constantly happening in the EU and will continue to happen until you people get your ass in gear and start doing things. The judge has decided to release these criminals and allow contact with the 12-year-old girl, and that's insane. This should not be something that should be allowed or even happening. But of course, you French people have a different way of doing things, I guess. So we have this here. She is in a state of total shock. 12-year-old French girl collapses after judge releases two men arrested for gang raping her in an Airbnb. Two men, both adults, suspected of gang rape in an Airbnb in the Francis Disney's Chippewa Rhone, have been released from custody, shocking the family of one of the victims. The victim's lawyer, David Metaxas, spoke on behalf of the victim's relatives, who told Lion Mag that the judge's decision was incomprehensible. Not only have both men been released to roam freely in the streets, but the judge did not even issue a restriction on contact with the victim, which means the two men could approach her once again. So what we have here is that we have where two men gang raped a girl in an Airbnb, and the judge thought it was a good idea to still allow them to have contact with the 12-year-old girl. What? What are we doing here, France? What are we doing here exactly? So you have a judge that will allow the criminals to have contact with the victim. Excuse me? You're all saying for women's rights and stuff like that, but you feminists don't do actually anything to protect women, because if you did, you should be out in the streets rampaging about this story where two men gang raped a girl and the judge said, "Nah, we're just going to let them have free contact and release them from jail." This is insanity here. I don't even understand on how France even operates like this. Last week, the two men aged 20 and 21 were arrested for the rape of involving a 12-year-old as well as a 16-year-old girl who allegedly led the younger victim to the apartment. So they gang raped two adolescent young girls. Great, fantastic. That is amazing. I mean, they have two grape charges. Jesus Christ. After reportedly exchanging messages with the two young men via Snapchat, the teen encouraged her younger friend to come with her to the Airbnb. Alcohol and drugs were allegedly consumed with an excessive amount of hard liquor given to the 12-year-old. Falling unconscious, the younger victim recounted waking up lying on a bed covered in blood before realizing what had happened, recounts Leia Mag. It was when she turned her phone back on that her mother was able to geolocate her, allowing the police to intervene. She is said to have run away from her home in Givers before the incident. However, now the perpetrators are free. The family of the 12-year-old says her safety and innocence were tossed aside from the get-go, with police allegedly not even asking her to file a complaint initially. So you have your, let me get this straight, French people, because I need to start understanding this. You have not only the judges saying defending the criminals. You also have it to where the police as well are defending the criminals. So you're also saying that the police are advising a 12-year-old girl to not to make a complaint about it. What is going on in France? Are you people just sick? Do you people just allow this type of stuff? I'm calling you out because obviously I haven't seen any riots or anything going on with this thing going on here. So obviously you people are failing as a society. They were very poorly received as they were a nuisance, said Metaxas. The lawyer representing the 12-year-old, he pointed to a total lack of support and guidance, adding the very obvious and visible signs of rape suffered by the girl. It is unacceptable that the form to file a complaint was not given to them by the police. Yeah, that is crazy. So they're siding with criminals. It must be remembered that and pedos. They're siding with criminals and pedos. Let's be a clear reminder here. The judge and the police are siding with pedos. Let's make that clear. Let's make that clear. It must be remembered that they were dealing with a young girl who had been deflowered and anally and orally penetrated, and who had wounds all over her body. Unfortunately, the 17-year-old girl and the accused men all stated that the girl was consenting. Yeah, because, yeah, of course. Great. Everyone agrees that she was consenting, or even she was provoking, even though she is a 16 years old, and was completely drunk to the point of losing consciousness. He said at the end of the hearing, the girl was in an advanced state of shock. Okay, so let's take this a bit apart a little bit, right? Even if the 12-year-old girl was quote unquote consenting, it is still considered a pedophilic act because she is an underage girl. So let's go with that. I don't care whether she was consenting or not because regardless. So the two problems we hear is she's a 12-year-old girl, she's underage, so that it doesn't matter what you say about this. And then two, it shouldn't be to the point to where the girl is lying in a pool of blood. Okay, what are we doing here exactly? So you're saying because she consented, she should the sex should be so rough that she is lying in a pool of blood. Okay, you can even watch uh the prawn. All right, you could even get the prawn, and you wouldn't have this type of level of viciousness in the prawn. Okay, so you're saying that she was consisting. She was 12 years old, but she was also in a pool of her own blood. Okay, that makes sense, right? Okay, yeah, that clears everything up. That makes everything a whole lot better. Perfect. Stated that Matt Tax is the lawyer representing the 12-year-old as quoted by Lamb Mag. He added that the court has failed to demand any judicial supervision or even a restraining order on the alleged perpetrators. They can, if they wish, contact and visit the young girl whenever they want. He warns, therefore, there's a total incomprehension, not to mention anger, on the part of the family. As for the young victim, she allegedly collapsed in the lawyer's office upon hearing of the decision and was taken to the hospital. She was in a state of total shock. She couldn't utter a single word. In my office, the justice system needs to take charge of this very quickly, he stated. I'm not surprised that she would, because she can be attacked again. The young girl can be contacted and attacked again, and this emboldens the criminals of regardless of race or what have you, to do this to young girls again because the court won't do anything about it. That Tax insists he will not will not let the matter be, and will be asking the public prosecutor that a specialized service be put in charge of the investigation with the implementation of coercive measures to ensure the safety of this minor. The two men are still under investigation. So you have that here, and then you also have it to where Reddit has it goes about we have this here from Reddit that was talking about the whole thing that was going on here, and then of course you have it to where the Reddit moderators have removed this post. So I don't know about you, but the mod has removed it after 1 day ago because the Reddit doesn't care about actual victims. Well, they don't care about victims. They don't care about young girls. They don't care about girls at all because it doesn't fit their narrative, and it's just a cesspool of disgustingness that is that's in the hive mind of the Reddit. So this is the reason why nobody goes there, because it's just a cesspool of far left wing psychotic pedo people, and you don't actually care for victims. You claim that you do, but you really don't. So there you go. So guys, that's just what's happening in France and / Europe. Just another thing just going crazy here. And yeah, it's disgusting. It's really a disgusting day. I can't believe it. I mean, I can, but it's so disgusting that it happens. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, my friends.